Oh, welcome back to Build Biology. Everyone excuse the noise. We have a bunch of people working over next door, we're packing a bunch of orders, stuff like that. Things are going crazy, and just bear with us. It's just a little bit of extra noise, so it's cool. Today we have a car that's so special, everybody in the building actually stopped to come out and look at it. So you know it's something unique. So let's go check it out. What's up, Joe?
How you doing, sir?
High fives. Nice. What did you bring today?
Well, I brought you guys 1956 Chevrolet, known as the Creamsicle.
Yeah, this thing is pretty legendary.
It's been around the block a couple times. Participated in Drag Week, which many of the Drag Week people know, for the last 7-8 years.
But it looks pretty much like a factory 56.
It absolutely is. It's basically same way Chevrolet rolled it off their line back in 56. Still car, still fenders, still doors, real glass. Does have a fiberglass hood and deck lid. All the grill, any of the components stainless, the bumpers are real. Everything's real on the car.
Okay, but here's the thing people don't know. It's all steel car minus your hood and your deck lid. But this car runs
It'll go 680 at 210.
680 at 210. That's a steel car. That's not glass.
Correct.
That's insane.
So it makes big horsepower to run that.
Yeah, we'll get to the engine in a second, but let's just go over the exterior.
This is a test of the emergency advertisement system.
When this happens, attention hooligan viewers, are you into cars? Are you into science? Are you into sequels? Scumbag Labs 2 is out now. It's live, it's coming. Scumbag Labs Season 2 out now.
This is glass right here.
But then everything else?
Still. I think that's what we hear the most from people is where'd you get your fiberglass chrome plated?
Yeah, that's what people would say.
That's what I get, and it's a real deal. It's a real car.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty low. It's like, it made it up the dock here. It made it.
Yeah, luckily enough, it did make it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so you still got all the working indicators, you got the bumper, the grill, all the trim on it. I mean, yeah, you have all the trim. A lot of people end up airbrushing all the trim on the sides.
Correct, and it's all the real stainless. This is actually somewhat of a rare car. This is a 210, but it's a hardtop. These cars, they were Bel Air hardtops, not 210 hardtops. So what it has is a single piece of chrome the whole length of the car, which makes the car look longer, look shorter. It gives it a better, I think, better luck than the Bel Airs do.
I did not even realize that.
And most people don't. A lot of people, back when they had these cars, they would convert them to Bel Air because they wanted the Bel Air. Well, this was actually a 210, the cheapie model. They're actually American Racing torque thrusts, which you can't get anymore. We've broke a couple sets of fronts because they're a race-only wheel. That's the only downfall, but to me, they're the best wheel.
And you got some pizzas on this thing.
Yeah, they're small. They're a Mickey Thompson Sportsman. They're designed. They're the heavy sidewall for the heavy car. And then same thing on the back. It's an American Racing wheel, torque thrust, double bead lock.
Double bead lock for all the extra torque.
Correct.
What size tire are you running on
Those
this?
are 34.5, 17. It's basically the alcohol funny car tire.
A couple things you notice about your exterior.
Yep. We have the wings. Gives it some extra downforce. Top end of the track definitely helps. We have the parachutes to help slow us down. At the weight of the car, 3750, you need something to help stop, and the brakes don't always do that. If you look underneath the bumper here, you'll see the receiver.
Oh yeah.
Because we actually tow a trailer from track to track with all our junk in it.
You're driving it.
Yeah, I drive the car, so and I'm driving it. We throw our junk in there and we drive it to the next track.
This is the factory color?
No.
Is it? Yeah.
No, this is a PPG Hugger Orange. And the white is a PPG Vanilla Shake. This paint's been on here since 2001.
Wow, this looks really good.
It's starting to show its age, but it was painted in 2001.
Man, props to your painter.
Yeah, he's pretty proud of it still.
I mean, it's a full-blown race car. It goes really fast. It's seen a lot of miles, and it still looks like, it looks fresh, honestly.
Yeah, and we clean it. The bad part is, and I'm sure everyone will kill me, we clean it with brake clean. When it gets oil and grease on it, we brake clean it off.
That's a pro tip right there for everyone. Pro tip, clean your car with brake clean. Why not? Crazy.
So we have to go in after the fact with the nice mother's polish and fix all that I've damaged.
Okay, I was going to say, that does make sense. Let's check out your office real quick. Okay, first thing, notice you airbrushed the entire dashboard.
Yes, I had a friend of mine
cool.
airbrush the dash to match the original dash. It is a fiberglass dash.
But still, the detail, the time, they put the glove box in it, the little
And then-
the grill for the radio, or the speaker. Where it would
Correct.
be. Yeah.
And normally it would say Chevrolet over there, but it says
Yeah.
Creamsicle in their typesetting.
So how is it in real life? How is it driving on the street with a funny car cage?
It's tough when you're pulling out. Like
Yeah, you can't see.
you can't see where you're going. And I put a head surround in it for safety about a year ago, and it's just made it worse. They put in a headliner, which we're very, very proud of.
Yeah, how do you do this?
That's what the guy said. He goes, "You really want me to put a headliner in?" We had a bad fire in the car a couple years ago, so you can see where it looks like a marshmallow.
So you got a carbon fiber floor in here and a
Yeah,
tunnel.
it's got a carbon fiber tunnel. Basically, it keeps the heat from in the car. We've run it with or without the tunnel. It just bakes us in the car.
Yeah,
The tunnel somewhat helped. This car was a Lenco car.
Okay, that's
So-
what. All right, this makes sense. now.
Correct.
All right.
So what you're seeing there, that's clutch switch.
Yeah.
So when you push it in, it would turn on a two-step.
Okay.
And then you floor it. It gives it a certain RPM, what it preset, and then when you let it go, it turns it off.
Okay. This is all race car. This is real race car stuff.
I
This is
don't-
real race car stuff. Yeah, you got your shifter here.
Yeah, it's air shifted. So basically, I'm just a monkey behind the wheel. I just point it, and it does everything for me. Shifts itself, whatever we preset it, and I just hang on.
I don't believe it because you said at the 8th mile you guys are going 170 plus.
Correct.
At the 8th mile.
Yes.
It's got to be wild.
It is. It's the first 300 feet of the track is where you really, the G's really have an effect. At least on me, I notice it more, and I have thousands of passes in this car, and to this day, it still gets your attention. Well, back there, you'll see the intercooler tank, which feeds the turbos. And basically what that does is we fill an ice chest, circulates through the cores of the intercooler, and then it brings fresh, cool air into the motor. It'll go in about 300 degrees. The motor sees about 90. We put in 40 pounds and about 7 gallons of water.
Every pass?
Every pass. We have the grid, MSD grid, that controls the shift points and things like that of the car. And then we have the big stuff, which is on the other side, that controls the EFI system.
Didn't even notice the door cards.
Yep.
Yeah. The wing wings work.
Yep, the wing windows work. We didn't realize how great wing windows were.
Really?
And I didn't, those doors used to not open.
Oh.
Well, we found out, so we started opening them and holding them going down the road. Thought, man, that blows cool air in.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and hooked them back up so you could use them. And it's amazing because this side will circulate to my side and mine, so it
Vice
works
versa.
great.
Let's see, we just close this up and see if you hear that sound. Yeah, that sounds, nothing's even rattling.
No, it
You
doesn't.
definitely get bonus points for that. Nothing
No,
rattles.
you did the good door. I think the other one's the one with the rattle.
So on these cars, when you open the door, this actually flips open to help keep rain off of you.
Correct.
So that's the whole deal with this. It actually comes out, the rain will stop and not get on you. And then when you close it down. That's cool. Let's get into the engine.
This is a 632 cubic inch big block Chevy.
632, no big deal, just whatever. Spare motors laying around the shop, okay.
Uses a Brodex Big Duke cylinder head, a Dart Big M block.
Those are some big primaries.
These headers actually were built for me a week ago by a gentleman named Smiley. He's actually out here in California. He retired years ago, and we were unable to get the original headers for the car. So we contacted him, and he said he would come out of retirement and build me some headers. We would have never made it. That was our biggest dilemma, was we didn't have any exhaust.
How much compression is this?
The motor makes 14 to 1. Obviously, you need race gas. I don't know what it was built for, if it was an NA motor, maybe a nitrous motor. Right now, we've run it just on the carburetor, no power adder.
So crazy, and this still makes
1150 is what it made. That's what the dyno sheet showed. The car went 930 last weekend, so it's probably close. I don't think it's that far off.
This is a massive radiator.
Yep, Ron Davis, they built this. I actually designed the radiator. They told me there's no physical way it would work because it's too thick. The only thing they can figure out is because when I designed it, I designed the hose size smaller than what they would recommend.
Oh.
And they think that I restricted the water enough, that's why it works.
Oh, so you ran it's a dash 16 then?
Yep, dash 16, and they wanted a dash 20 on top and a dash 22 on bottom,
And you
is what they recommend, and it's 16 and 20.
You actually have some mufflers on here.
Yeah, they're Flowmaster collector mufflers. That was a popular thing 15 years ago. I don't know that it's so popular anymore.
This is the Dominator.
1250 Dominator. I didn't know anything about it. I had to call the company, and they filled me in all about it. because I was completely lost when we put it in.
Oh, so yes, the firewall is actually moved back.
The firewall is moved back about 2 inches. It was based on class racing rules. We had to have the center line of the #1 cylinder within so many inches of the spindle. They allow you to clearance the firewall to make that change.
All right, Joe. Well, next part we want to put up on the lift and check out with all the suspension.
Well, it's a fabricated 9-inch rear end housing. It's modeled after Ford. Uses a 9.5-inch center section, basically 9.5 inches. It's got carbon fiber brakes in the back, something you'll see more on like a supercar.
Whew, that's tight.
Yeah, very tight.
How big are those though?
They're 11-inch, which is big for a drag car, not necessarily big for a
but
road
still.
race car or that kind of thing.
Coilovers here. Hold it
Coilovers,
down.
we run the sensors on all 4 corners.
Okay.
Keep track of the shock height. So a lot of people will see these and wonder what the heck they are.
Yeah.
They check for the height when the car leaves as it goes down the track, and it just keeps track so we know if the spring's right, if the shock's right, if our adjustment's right, or if the shock's bad. Definitely is a tuning tool. And just all the safety things. This can here protects if the drive shaft comes apart, keeps everything in the can so the drive shaft ain't flopping around.
Yeah.
Throwing debris out. You definitely don't want to get hit with it. Protects you very well. We've had drive shafts come out. You can see the damage here to the drive shaft loop.
Yeah. And then you got this whole sheet of aluminum.
Yes, we have a belly pan on the car. It helps you cut through air at speed. The car's fairly low to the ground, but I don't know how useful it is because the car is so low. I'm sure it helps somewhat.
You're going 210 miles an hour?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think every little bit probably helps. You've even just got speed holes, got dimple
we-
dyes in here.
We took all the rockers out. Thought we were going to lose some weight. Went ahead and used a dimple dye and put all the holes in to try to lighten up wherever we could.
It's a tube car.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a round tube car.
Yeah.
It's actually a Jerry Bickle Pro Mod,
Yeah.
and it's built to their specs. That's all the actually turbo tubing.
Oh, the turbo. Okay,
All the
that
turbo
goes, yeah.
tubing is underneath the car, so that way the passenger
Yeah.
can sit in the car and then it runs up into the car.
I forgot about that. You told me that. It runs all the 900 pounds of ice that you put in the car. It melts it instantly.
Yes, sir.
That's what this all is. What transmission are you running?
It's a Rosler Turbo 400. It's one of their Pro Mod style transmissions. It's a 210 low first gear. All their best 300M shafts, because we were twisting their chromoly shafts, so they upgraded us 300M, and it seems to hold up pretty well at this point.
What converter are you running?
Joe at Pro Torque. It's a bolt together converter, probably the best thing out there, especially for a turbo car.
And then you got a blanket on here. This is all race car
Yeah, we usually have a carbon fiber blanket. Runs from the front and it runs right back here to the aluminum pan.
Yeah.
And went to put it on the day we were leaving, and we found out it wouldn't fit. Wouldn't clear the oil filter. So I had this upstairs from back years ago when we ran nitrous, and went and put it on, and that way there she was safe if she decided to scatter it or whatever. No, there's not a lot. I mean, a lot of folks said that they're not designed. These struts would never work. I can tell you they work. They work fine. We've been on them for going on 8 years now. Lots of street miles.
Is this your horn?
That's the horn.
Sick.
That's a requirement. That we do have to have. We have a horn on the car. We have 3 boxes like this on the car. And what that basically does is measures ride height of the car as you progress down the track. And we can tune based on that, because what it'll do is when the car's on, it'll shoot a line down to the ground, and it measures how high the car is. So when the car leaves, we can tell the amount of separation. We can tell if we need to tighten the shocks, loosen the shocks. You can also see how bumpy the track is.
This has been very informative, because most people would never see this side of your car. They usually see your taillights. That's about it. So yeah. Well, and thanks for coming by, man. This thing's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Thank you very, very much. Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
How much did you buy these cars for back in?
$50 a piece.